everyone, welcome to this new episode of ESO News. Today we are the 24th January 2018 and we are going to speak about Dragonbone. Obviously, you can see the little plan of today's episode over there. So, Nicky, hello.
Hi. So we're going to jump straight in and talk about combat changes. Now, anybody that knows us knows we're not the kind of meta build combat balance class kind of people, but we want to give you some highlights of some of the changes that have been taking place. So there have been a couple of buffs and nerfs to classes, but nothing significant. If you do want to know more, just check the patch notes. However, outside of that, there has been a lot of focus on gameplay, things like the off-balance mechanisms, synergies, blocks and interrupts, that kind of thing. And the devs are very keen to communicate that they are always taking feedback on these topics. If you do decide to make feedback about any of these things, the devs do ask that you give as much detail as possible. Things like abilities used, situations, and the math behind it, if that's something that you're capable of, would be really useful for them. There is a big document with all player feedback on, that they keep in their office there, and they're constantly looking over it and looking for ways to improve the game. They select the things that they think have most impact on players and obviously work on those. But yeah.
Indeed. So, Eric Robel have explained all those different changes in the last ESO Live. So if you want to know the whole discussion about it, you can, of course, check the ESO Live if you have not checked it. Otherwise, here is a little summary. So first of all, off balance. They are changing this gameplay mechanic with the intention of offering more strategic group play, may it be in PvE or in PvP. So players now, or bosses or players, now when they are off balance, with a heavy attack, you will be able to gain some resource. This will give your targets immune to off balance for a little while. Afterward, you can redo it again. They have decided to not go for a perfect cycle, so there will be some randomization there, so you will still have to be attentive to what's happening to see when the immunity run off and when you can put off balance the bosses again and maybe regain some resource if you want. So there's also, because now the off-balance gameplay mechanic is very important, they have changed a little bit the interface. So you have a little symbol that's up and on top of the head of the targets that's off balance. Now when it comes to a very big monster, you will have a bigger icon, so it will be more visible, and so depending of the size of the monster. So you have 4 different sizes depending of the size of your targets. This change has generated a lot of discussion on the forum. Some players are happy about it, some players are not. You can check that out on the official forum, of course.
On to synergies. So I'm sure many of you have been in the situation where you're doing a dungeon or a boss fight or whatever, and you see a synergy pop up, and what happens to me usually is it pops up for like the smallest of seconds and then disappears, and I'm left there kind of just spamming my X key hoping that I activate it. But in any case, there have been lots of changes to make synergies feel more responsive, and they've been getting good feedback from players so far. Now each synergy has a cooldown of 30 seconds. And they've changed some of the specific synergies to make them a little bit more interesting and different, I suppose. For example, Blood Altar, they've increased the ratio to 25 meters instead of 8 meters. And this is mainly just to make the combat feel more responsive and less spammy.
They also have done some change for the block. So until now it was not very clear which attack was blockable, which attack was not blockable, which attack you had to dodge, etc. So they're trying to make each abilities have some sort of graphical clue that will be unified across all abilities to signify players which attack can be blocked and which attack cannot be blocked. So it's a work in progress. They have not done the change for everything. The interrupts, it's also changed now. When player casts an ability that can be interrupted, there are a glowing effect in the hand, a little bit like a monster, so you know that you can interrupt this player by bashing it or whatever. Now, they have done this change is a little bit more complicated. When a player gets bashed, the ability that he was casting will have a cooldown for 3 seconds, so you cannot cast it immediately. But afterwards, you become current control immune, and so you can cast it during 7 seconds, I think, something like that. So it allows players to be more strategic in combat, especially in PvP. Should I interrupt this guy spell, or will I wait that this spell is casted so I can interrupt another spell? You know, can start to think that way. So for more information, again, check the ESO Live, where Eric Robel is explaining all of this in details. What we have done now is just a summary of the discussion on the ESO Live.
Yes, I'm going to put the link for the ESO Live just in case any of you want to bookmark it and check it later as well. Okay, so on to some PTS changes that dropped on Monday. There have been several, again, you know, kind of generic buffs and nerfs, achievement fixes, that kind of thing. But there's a few things that we thought we'd bring up just to mention to you. For Battleground players, they've changed the amount of AP second and third place win. They've actually reduced them. So second place now gets 10,000 AP and third place gets 7,000 AP. I'm not sure whether Elloa just mentioned this. The immovable potions in the alchemy tree line have changed. They now only last 8 seconds instead of the original 12.5. That might be a problem for some players, but there you go. That's what they've changed. Also, the new outfit stations. So some of you might have been shocked to see that there were 1,500 RIT vouchers from the vendor, which is quite a lot. You know, you'd have to be collecting for quite some time to get those, but they've reduced it now to 500, which is still not cheap, but definitely much more manageable.
Yeah, they have changed several prices for the outfit, and they are evaluating the prices of the change when you change your gear as well.
Yeah, there's also a change to one of the storage coffers. So the fortified storage coffer, which is the new homestead storage, you can only get this specific chest now from the level up advisor, which means that if you want this chest, you have to level a new character to level 18. It's the only way to get it now, apart from probably crowns, I guess.
Seriously, I didn't know that.
I just read it in the PTS patch notes for Monday.
We can discuss about that later.
Yep.
Okay, new home. Let's speak about fun stuff, right? So new home. There's 3 new home that are currently on the PTS. They are absolutely gorgeous. We have shown them last Sunday in the Softly Spoken stream. So if you want to see them, I suggest you to check the Softly Spoken stream. Otherwise, Nicky and me, we will of course do review about them. We'll come back with our decorating Tamriel series, hopefully. Anyway, those 3 houses. First of all, Cold Harbor Cereal Estate. Unfurnished, it will cost 1 million gold. It's an achievement-based home. This is a home that's completely empty, so you have a plot of land in Cold Harbor with very few elements into it, so you can basically have a blank canvas to create whatever you fancy to create. It's really to give the possibility of players to go crazy, to build whatever they want. May it be a very beautiful landscape, a garden, a house, or maybe a giant, I don't know, mecha, or whatever you can imagine. Princely Donlai Palace. Say it's you need to have the Chief's Guild for that. It's in Husbane. And you're sure that you need the Thief's Guild DLC to access it?
According to the according to a website, I mean, I would assume you do, because you won't have access to the area. Well, that may not be incorrect. I suppose we haven't hear that for certain, but I would imagine you do. And it wouldn't surprise me if they've kind of split them up like that, one in Thieves Guild, one in Dark Brotherhood, to promote those DLCs.
Well, that's the first time it will have something like this, because we have already some home in DLCs, and you do not require the DLC to get some.
Oh, then maybe you won't then. Just the website that I got some of this information from suggested that you did, but it might be wrong.
Okay. Anyway, the Princely Downlight Palace, it's in Abbas Landing, and it's a very giant palace. It's very huge. You have a very big outside area, a very big inside area. If you're a fan of the Arabian Night, you will want this house. And then the erstwhile sanctuary, it's situated below Gvatch in the Golden Coast, and it's an ancient Dark Brotherhood sanctuary that has been abandoned. So it's exactly very similar to the sanctuary that you have in the Golden Coast. It's just a bit different, the layout is a bit different, but otherwise it's the same asset, it's the same atmosphere. It's quite gorgeous too. It's more grim, so it depends on what you enjoy to decorate, of course.
Yes. So, for all those people that are interested in Homestead, with the new update on PTS, there is also the usual kind of collection of new furniture items. Some of them are kind of interesting. I mean, one of the things, you may have a pet, the monarch butterfly pet. I think Elloa has it too. These are now a purchasable, or they will be a purchasable crown store item, which you can place on your property, much like you can do with a pet, I guess, because you can place those too, right?
Yeah.
But they will be classed as a furniture item now, I believe, and you can kind of place them wherever you want. There's a whole host of flowers, from poppies to sage to violets, and a ton of different crown store flowers, ranging from kind of 50 crowns to 100 crowns. There's some really cool fences, which could be nice. Again, for about 100 crowns. There's a ton of different things, and really there's a thread on the forums with screenshots of lots of the new Homestead stuff, which I will link you to.
Yay! Dragonbone articles. There's 3 different articles that has been published on the official website. They are always nice to read if you're interested into the lore of the new DLC that will come up. So you have 2 articles that describe the story behind the 2 dungeons. It introduced the dungeon, but from a lore point of view too. There's some little explanation of mechanics by Mike Finnegan as well. And then you have a pure lore article about one of the characters that you will meet in Scale Caller Peak, which is one of the 2 dungeons.
And of course, I've linked those in the chat for you as well.
Yes.
Okay, one more thing we'd like to talk before we go into the community section. There was another post on the Elder Scrolls website recently regarding the Music of Tamriel Volume 2. It's now available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Google, the usual kind of suspects. And it includes music from the Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, Clockwork City, and more. On the website, which I'm linking you to, there's also a Spotify list, so you can have a listen to see whether it's something you'd be interested in.
And for the community today, I would like to speak to you about a YouTuber and streamer that deserve to be known. It's Hello, it's Icy. Smiley. So it's a YouTuber and a streamer from Australia. She's making a nice series of video regarding the Elder Scrolls Online. Almost all her content is about Elder Scrolls Online. There's also other games, but it's mostly Elder Scrolls Online. But she's releasing 1 video a day. They are quite short, and they're always speaking about a new aspect of the game. She's very following closely the evolution of the game, so every time there is a new DLC that's prepared, she go on the PTS and she will have a very short video about 1 or 2 features regarding the game. So she's a very interesting YouTuber to follow. I've never seen her live streaming, but I guess she's very nice considering how she is during her YouTube videos. She also, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to speak about her, she started a very nice think on Twitter she's promoting other YouTuber that has very low view to help them to gain more visibility, because YouTube, if you're aware of that, YouTube have really been more strict regarding what YouTuber can be monetized, so you need to achieve quite huge amounts of our minutes viewed by year to be able to monetize your video. And so I find her initiative to be very nice and kind and supportive, so follow her on Twitter as well, because she's sharing the work of other people and to gain more visibility, which is important. Sometimes you have very, very good YouTuber, they don't get a lot of view for some reason, their video don't pop up in the list related to the game, and so if we can help them to gain more visibility, it's important to do so. So here we go. And that's it. Now we can we can speak about the news.
And I guess we'll see if anybody wants a crab. We can do a crab giveaway. Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
Yes, let's do a crab giveaway. You're doing it on Streamlabs?
Yeah, I'll do it right now. Okay. We didn't do one last week, I think, because it felt like, and I understand most people were probably bored of the crab. But you never know.
Come on, no one can be bored of the crab. Master Defend, this is now how we participate to the giveaway. Just a second. You will soon be able to click in the corner. In the corner you will find our logo, and you will find a little icon with the Streamlab logo, and then you click on that. It's the extension of Streamlab. It will open the Streamlab. You have to log in Streamlab. It's very easy. You can do it via Twitch, I guess, and then you can participate and enter in the giveaway. You of course need to do that on PC, because for now the extension are not working on phone.
Yes, and I'll also do this so that people can see how to enter the giveaways.
Yes, and meanwhile you are all entering in the giveaway to give some mud crab, I would like to react to this change they've done related to the chest. So before you could purchase the chest with silver stone and with crafting reeds, right? And now you can only have it by leveling a new character.
I will read exactly what it says word for word, just so we're clear. Let me just find it. I did have it, and then I've forgotten it. Let me just get the patch notes up real quick. PTS patch notes 332.
Because
okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, housing. Storage furnishings. The storage coffer, fortified. So that's the type of coffer. The storage coffer fortified collectible can now only be obtained from the level up advisor at level 18.
Okay, maybe that's just one kind of chest.
Yes, it is. It's one kind of the 4 that are available.
Okay, so some other will be purchasable.
Yeah.
Mean. Okay, that I'm not that annoyed then, because that means that if you want all the chests, then you need to level a character. Otherwise, you can have 5 chests on, or 7 chests on 8, something like this.
Yeah.
Or you can have some chests, but not every chest without leveling. Otherwise, I would have find it really annoying. Some players will not want to level a character, so because they have you will have more slot, because they offer one more slot to everyone, so you can level a new character. But still, it could have been annoying.
You can only place one of each chest, though. Is that right?
No, you can place them all.
But you can only... How many chests can you place? 4?
8. It's 8 collectible, depend of your house, of course. If you have the inn, then maybe you can just place one, but it's a collectible.
Some of them are 30 and some of them are 60 slots, right?
Yes.
So you can place 8 60 slots if you want.
No, you have access to 4 60 slots and 4 30 slots.
Right, okay. I guess that's what I'm asking. Let's say, for example, forget this storage coffer fortified one, which you know you can only get through the level up advisor. Let's say another one which you buy for RIT vouchers, for 200 RIT vouchers, whatever. Can you buy 4 of the exact same 30 slots chest?
No.
So you are losing access to one unless you level this up. You'll only be, if you don't get one at level 18 through the level advisor, you'll only be able to have 7 chests.
Yes, that's exactly what I say. Yeah,
Right,
because you have as it's collectible, it's account bound. And so it's like you have 4 different chests.
Okay.
They all look the same, but they could have been 4 different looking chests.
Okay. Right.
They have even different name and everything.
Yeah, so if you do want all 8 chests, you're going to have to level a new character.
Yes, exactly. But when you told me first, I thought you had to obtain the chest only by leveling.
Oh, no, just that one specific one.
Yeah. That's okay.
And level 18 isn't that big a deal anyway. You could probably do that in an hour or 2, and not even by grinding, you know?
Yeah. Do you have question, guys? It's a time to ask you question if you have any. So do not hesitate to do those ESO news. We make a lot of research regarding the latest news of the game, not only on the official website and forums, but also outside in the community, etc., to bring you all the news that we can. So it's gathered in one small little show, and you can have all the information that you need, condense it into those 30-40 minutes. So if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask. Let's see how much entries we have already.
So I think it's 3. The chests are on the public test server right now, Destiny. They will be on the live server in around about 3 weeks.
How many Telvar for the last chest? I don't know that.
Yeah, we haven't, because we don't really PvP, we haven't gone on to check if the Telvar prices are there, to be quite honest with you. Hey, Ninja.
Hello, Ninja. So, yeah, it's true that this is an information that would have been good to give.
Well, I'm just Googling while we're waiting. Well, they did lower the price of them when buying with RIT vouchers, Master, so it's possible.
Yeah, they are taking the feedback of players at the moment, so they are reconsidering things. That's why it's on the PTS. So if you want to test anything, if you want to give you feedback, just download the PTS. It has the same size than the full game, and then you can test. At the moment, during 2 weeks, you will have the European character copy, which is why Nicky, me, and Pepper, we did some dungeon yesterday, and we will do more during these 2 weeks coming up.
Okay, interestingly, guys, I just found a post about the chests, and this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I don't know whether it's accurate, because we know from the PTS notes that were published on Monday that they reduced the cost of the chests from 1,500 RITs to 500. However, this article that I found on the Elder Scrolls forum says that the 60 item chests are 200 RIT vouchers and 200,000 Talvar stones, and the 30 item chests are 100 RIT vouchers and 100,000 Talvar stones. However, this is about 2 weeks old now, so I'm guessing that they're going to change those prices, because that's a lot.
Yeah, we will have to see in the next patch note. We will keep you updated in the next ESO news. Obviously, if anything has changed, we will keep an eyes specifically on the prices of those home storage, because this is the feature that interests a lot of people. So we will tell you more about that specific feature in the next ESO news.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see if we have other question and how many people are participating to the giveaway. A very awesome, gorgeous, funny mud crab that you can place in your home.
Or have as a pet.
Isn't that cool?
He'll love you.
Or in your home, on your plate. I think it's Vinder or Kepash that has done that. she showed her home decorated, and you have this big crab on her plate. I say, what have you done? That's kind of funny.
Of course, I'm sure you'll be able to buy with Crown's Destiny, but there's no. Well, maybe, I don't know. Probably, but there's no pricing information, even if that were true.
Yeah.
We never have Crown prices until the day of release.
Yeah, we know everything on the PTS costs 1 krone, so and they do that intently, so you cannot really discuss the prices in advance, I guess. So it's come as a surprise. It's a tactic, commercial tactic, especially for the home. So it's hype up a lot for a certain home. So the players really want this absolutely gorgeous home. And then it's released weeks later with a certain price and for a limited amount of time, and people are just rushing to it and they're not really thinking and considering what they're doing. So I guess they do that intently for business purpose.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be 5,000 crowns each, but if you intend on buying any of the new homes, with the exception of Cold Harbor, of course, and some chests at the same time, I think it would probably be wise to have about 20,000 crowns in your wallet, because the houses are probably going to be at least 13,000.
Yeah, they are probably, you can expect them to be very expensive, like they have been before. So if you see a krone sale and you want those home, just get some of those krone pack for a discount, because that will reduce the price in half.
What I hope they don't do, and I don't think I've read anything to suggest that they will, but I hope they don't make the houses limited for a weekend like they did with a lot of the other big products.
It could be,
It might be, yeah. I kind of hope they don't, though, because I like some of them, but I wouldn't want to buy it without having bought crowns in a sale.
Yeah, that they have done that very often, and I think that the big home, beside maybe Clockwork, the Observatory Prior, all of them are for a limited amount of time.
Yeah. So
we only had 2 krone exclusive that were purchasable for a long term, and it's the cave in Craglorn and the Clockwork City one.
Yeah.
So I will really not put my hope up and expect it to be, for a short weekend, very expensive.
Yeah, well, hopefully, even I think the Clockwork properties were available for a couple of weeks, 1 to 2 weeks.
One thing I just think about now, those 2 home could be used for the anniversary of Thieves Guild and the anniversary of Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Then for events that will be limited. Maybe not a weekend, but a week. Like they did for the Orsinium one.
Yeah, a week's more reasonable. But yeah, I guess we'll see.
This is just speculation, obviously.
Yeah, it's just us bouncing ideas around. We don't have insider information.
No.
Not on the homes, anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see who is winning this giveaway.
Okay, guys, you have, if you want to want a chance to win the mud crab, you have a minute to enter. I'll be rolling in exactly 1 minute. Nabil's, I agree with Mr. Neo. I think you'd be surprised how many people buy crowns.
Yeah. And some people are buying shit ton of them. Really. I know that when they sell, some people are buying several pack, the biggest one. And I've seen some people in the community tweeting about that. So they're making their store of krone. They use krone for furnishing. There's plenty of people that are collecting every month they can. So
yeah.
If you wish people vote with their wallet, well, they do, but not maybe not in the way you want.
Last call, guys. Last 20 seconds to enter the giveaway for the mud crab, and then I'll be rolling.
Yeah, not everyone is buying Krone. I personally avoid it. I have done it sometimes, but I avoid it because I think that what I gain as Krone from my subscription is enough. I purchased my subscription by 6 months, so I got 9,000 Krone in advance, and I think that I need to handle that and work with it.
That's a smarter way of doing it, because what happens with me is I just pay monthly just because it just comes out automatically. It's easy. But obviously I only get 1,500 crowns a time, which might not be enough to buy something I want, so I end up having to add more. Whereas if I just did like you and paid 6 months in advance, I'd have, you know, a big ton of crowns in one go.
Yeah.
But I generally only buy them once or twice a year when they're on sale. Okay, guys, I'm rolling.
Yep.
Let's see who's won. And giveaway.
I'm opening the window. You can see the little wheel that's come.
My wheel's not moving. Oh, there it goes.
Yes, here it is. And it is Nabil. Congratulations! You earn a magnifique, wonderful mud crab.
Okay, so you're on PC EU?
Yes, it is.
That's our last PC mud crab. Our very last one. How many mud crabs have we gone through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 9? Nice. 9 crabs out there we give new homes to.
Yeah, that's really cool. Congratulations, Nabil. And we will conclude this ESO News episode here. Thank you so much, people, to have watched this episode, especially if you are on YouTube right now. Thank you to share this, spread it with all your friends, thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. You know the deal. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
And voila, we are there for